I guess that brings us to our main discussion. Let's talk about some of the good news this week. Boom, boom.
Oh.
Megan Thee Stallion dropped her official debut album. Good news. And I guess we have thoughts. It's what, 15 songs? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
How about 17?
It's 17. I'd say it's like 14 because the three
I don't
singles
count the
are
last
We have
attached
the
at the
three.
end.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we got 14 like album tracks, right? Songs we didn't know beforehand. Just about a solid half have features. We have the Baby City Girls, 2 Chainz, Big Sean, SZA. The list goes on and on. Guys, where do you want to start here? Do we want to just give general initial thoughts and dive in, or do you want to just dive in first?
Well, I do, since we have a guest on here, of course. Of course, we have a guest, esteemed guest. And I think the people who listen to us, the people who do listen to us, they kind of already know, they hear our thoughts on albums, on music a lot. I think we want to give Sydney the platform and start us off with a fresh take on some music. So, Sydney, first time you put the album on, you went to Apple Music, you searched for Megan, you added it to your library, you press play, you put it on your speaker or your headphones, or however you listen to music. What were your thoughts?
Well, this album, because I didn't have any any thoughts beforehand about it, wasn't biased about it. I started with the first track, Shots Fired, because I knew it was a Tory Lanez diss track. I knew it. And I also read beforehand that she freestyled over
that's Biggie Who Shot Ya.
Yeah,
I was gonna test you. Yeah.
So she freestyled over Biggie beat, and I was like, I know she went off. So I listened to it, and yeah, I don't think I went to Genius for this song, but I could just feel the passion within her, and I was like, okay, yeah. So I kept going. I think Circles is the next track, and that's my favorite song on here because she sampled Jasmine Sullivan.
Right? It's such a good sample.
It's such a good sample.
That song. It's such a good sample.
Hold on. I want to stay on these 2 tracks.
Intro and then Circles.
Yeah, because are we just gonna get into the album now? Are we gonna get into it now for real?
I mean, honestly, I think why don't we do what we normally do? I think we should just start where Sydney did. We can start with the intro and maybe the first couple of songs. How do you feel we were introduced to Good News, the album? Which, by the way, actually, let me ask you guys a question before we get in there. We talked about this before, but I want to hear Sydney's take. Just the title Good News, was there any expectations you had on what the album would be based on it being called Good News? And the promo kind of being, with all the news about me this year, we could use some good news too. Did you have a certain expectation going into it because of that?
I don't know. I feel like with some artists, they'll have a title and a cover that kind of tells a story, and everything kind of goes together. I feel like this, I don't know if it went together. I feel like it was just kind of a collection of songs. I feel like it didn't really tell any type of story. And I think it was good. I just don't feel like it was
a theme connecting
it wasn't super deep on that end. So I just kind of thought of everything as very separate. So it's the album cover and title, they go together. But as far as Good News, I don't know, maybe it's good news that Tory Lanez is getting some sort of
the album title to first song for me was very oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hard pivot.
I'm with you. And I also gotta say this too, because I told this to you guys 2 episodes ago, because we saw the track list and I was like, hey guys, the last 3 songs are songs that are already released, they're singles. And I was like, I think this album's Megan's really gonna get into some ish, you know what I'm saying? She's really gonna get into it, because I was like, because that's typically what they do. If there's songs or singles that performed well, that really don't have to do anything with the content of the album, they'll put it at the bottom because it's a popular song and they want it to sell.
Or a deluxe with them.
Or deluxe or anything like that. Or something like that. So I was like, oh, okay, so those last 3 songs aren't really a part of the album. So I was like, we're gonna get into the album, but
she did on some songs. She got deep on some songs, or she talked about it on some songs, but it definitely wasn't a connecting theme throughout the whole album. There was nothing. There's no through line.
There's 3 songs here that I can say, okay, I kind of get Good News. Even Shots Fired, if I rationalize it enough in my head, I get the connection. But if we're starting there, let me just say, while it was a hard pivot from the black girl magic we see on this cover, and she's all smiling and happy, then we go to Shots Fired. Shots Fired is probably the hardest song on here, in my opinion. Not my favorite, but hardest song, because I think it's one of the few that you can tell Megan was writing with passion. She was so angry when she was writing this. She was pissed. And I'm not even going to try to get the lyrics, so I don't want to curse on here, but there was a line she drops about like you offered about Tory Lanez, you offered M's not to talk. I guess that made my friend excited. I never knew why she was mad at her friend, but that kind of just lays it out for you. You shot at 5'10" women with a 22, talking about bones and tendons like them bullets wasn't pellets. A weak man with a weak gun in his feelings.
By that they meant a pussy. Oh, I didn't mean to say that. A P word. Scratch that out.
You didn't have. You could have just left it alone.
Actually, I don't care. If they're lyrics, I'm gonna say it. Actually, if they're lyrics, I'm gonna say it because it's not me saying it. That's the lyrics.
It's joke. Go ahead.
Man, I'm cool with it. Okay, but the line that really got me that I was like, okay, they were talking about Tory, no question. It was like, I told him you're not popping, just in the remix of pop, and I was like, oh, that's
I love
it.
See, like this is the hardest song on here, bar for bar. This is like because she's mad.
And now I also liked
She called the man a puss in boots.
And now and now here we are 2020, 8 months later, and we still ain't got no effing justice for Breonna Taylor. And I think that was, obviously Megan didn't die, thank God. But obviously it just kind of fits with the theme of how Black women have been treated this year, obviously, throughout America.
That's a parallel there, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's a parallel there. And, obviously a lot of people didn't believe Megan. Some people still don't believe her. So a big parallel there with that. So yeah, definitely a hard track. I really enjoyed it. I was really happy that you use an old hip hop sample like that.
It's good.
It's so fun, and she kind of used it differently because obviously with Biggie, Tupac thought it was a Biggie diss, but that's a whole other thing. But that's whatever. But yeah, so
what's the line she has in here where she's like, "It's like you would have been in jail, incarcerated in a week if it wasn't for me," or something like that. There was something like that in here. I just like that she's. I understand on that angle, and I told you I could justify why this was the intro track. I got it because it's like she's sort of the most prominent news about her is about the shooting, and this is her kind of finally speaking out about the news. I get that aspect of it being.
And I'm glad it was just one. Oh, go ahead, Avery. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I think she just like wanted to get it out of the way. Like I'm gonna address it here.
I agree.
And then here's the rest of it. Like you guys have been waiting for my album. Here's the track. Now here's the album.
That's her. Yeah, exactly. I'm glad it was just. I'm glad it was just one song. One song. Get it out the way. Talk about it. I should have got your locked up. Locked your. That's what I should have let him lock your up. But,
if it wasn't for me, same week you would have been indicted.
Yeah, exactly. So
let's get to Circles now, which I think is the best use of a sample on this album.
I agree. This is oh my god.
I disagree.
Oh my gosh.
I really love this sample, but I think there's one later that's a little better.
I'm with you, but dang, I don't want to get. Okay, I'm gonna stay positive for now. Yeah, this is the best. I'm agree with you now. This is the sample that really caught my attention the most. Yeah, it was really a fun song. It was a fun song, really fun song. I just have myself doing I listened to Jasmine Sullivan song too, and that's good too. But yeah, just a really fun song. She's obviously talking about relationship stuff and whatnot, but I really enjoyed it. So yeah, I really enjoyed this song a lot.
But no, did you have other thoughts to share? I don't know if we're gonna do just from a timeline all the good things and all the bad things. I feel like we should kind of talk about it as
talk about it. Yeah,
so other thoughts about.
Well, Circles was a good song. I must say, my two favorite songs on here are the first two tracks. I must say that. The two best songs on here.
Downhill. It goes downhill after. Okay.
I mean,
what about Cry Baby?
You told me to. Oh.
Don't ask me about Cry Baby. Don't ask me about Cry Baby.
We on Circles. We on Circles now. But firstly, these when I first listened, I was like, oh, we on a good start. Circles and Shots Fired. She's like getting into it. She's talking about relationship stuff because I feel like Megan, obviously, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but she's talking about more sexual experiences and whatnot most of the time. And I was like, it's good to hear her talk about like she was really talking about like relationship stuff, hanging out,
Stuff, yeah.
Yeah, it was nice. It was nice, a little switch up, and I enjoyed it. It was good.
And I'm trying to find a bar that I really liked, I think was on Circles. And I'm trying to find it because and I guess maybe we should get in critiques later. One of my critiques was that Megan's kind of been through a ton this year. We all know that, right? Mm-hmm. Between not even this year, just last year too, between like grieving the loss of her mother and like ending friendships and still being in school and balancing fame and Tory Lanez and Moneybagg. There was so much like raw inspiration to pull from that I was kind of hoping was going to make this album in some capacity, just because she has had like a very whirlwind 2 years that's not normal. And I think a little part of me hoped to kind of hear that experience in the music. And while it didn't happen as much as I wanted it to, I do think it happened enough. There was a line here where I think she's like, gosh, I'm trying to find it. It's like, mama died, still grieving. Like,
yeah, she said something like that.
Bullet wounds, backstabbed, mama died, still sad. At war with myself in my head, bitch, it's Baghdad. Like, I like that bar. Because I feel it's as small as it is insightful. And I wanted more of that throughout. And that's going to be one thing that I'm not sure we got as much. But
it's a good theme.
Either way,
good job. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I think she did a good job of kind of like still staying true to herself, because she seems like a very like fun, but she's like a fun girl, you know?
Yeah.
Kind of combining that, but and like still putting out the same type of music, but also taking, the sad things that have happened in her life and putting that in her music as well, and that inspired her.
Feel that.
And for someone who's so like publicly like positive all the time, I feel like Megan is like hearing something like that was like, okay, like that's nice. That's like, you're human. Like like good to hear.
Yeah, she is always having fun.
Mhm.
As you see, she's always having a good time hanging out with friends.
Not
But
what I ask, but
oh, rich people problems. But
It's true.
for me, this is where the album took a turn for the worse for me personally. For me personally.
at Crybaby.
Oh my god.
Two songs in.
Okay, guys, I don't want to be the bad guy on it. Okay.
No. You're not the bad guy. Because look, if we're going to war, I'm ready. I thought I was going to be the villain, but I'm okay with being your sidekick to your villain. I'm okay.
Okay.
We're there.
This is the thing. This is for me personally. I'm not saying I'm not gonna say the song sucks. It's terrible. But for me personally, first of all, the beat in the background with the wah, 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 wah. Honestly, I seriously couldn't take it seriously. I seriously couldn't. I laughed out loud. I'm not joking. I was like, wait, what? I laughed out loud. The Megan and the Baby, they're a duo that this song's gonna be popular because it's the Megan and the Baby. But just for me personally, I just feel like they've made this song multiple times. It just feels like a song she's made before, and I feel like the debut album is where you kind of do something different for me personally. So
and this is
for
why
me
me and you are always
That's why we right
This
here,
is
bro.
why.
But this, for me personally, this song particularly, I feel like she's made this song before, which is my big issue, and it just didn't feel like anything different she's done before. That's me personally. I'm not saying it's bad, but
I'm gonna add this line and let y'all go, because I know y'all may feel different. In my notes, I did take notes this time. All I wrote is, Crybaby is hard because the baby doesn't sound bad, but its flow is so, with 5 O's, predictable now that it's almost boring. But the song itself sounds kind of good, and Meg always sounds good. It's just that, like, I've heard, like, to Noah's point, I've heard this song before, and it's the baby's getting to a point where, he's had 2 or 3 albums now, and he's just kind of accepted that his flow is his flow. But what happens when he features on other songs and still it kind of has the same kind of formula? It feels like, oh, I've heard this the baby song before. Not to mention the analogy they were trying to offer me. Spread your legs, do the Crybaby. I think I got 2 babies upstairs in the house. So like, I just don't want to connect that.
I do not want to connect that. I do not want to connect. I'm with you now. I'm with you. It was like,
y'all can instead do the Tears of Joy. Y'all can do something
something else. Tears of Joy.
I'll preface this by saying, like, Cash It is a great song that I still go back and listen to. I'm a big fan of that song. Are we not at a point where artists like get the baby on their album and they're like, for the love of God, please do something different? Like, can we,
or at least be better than the last one?
Just
like
let's outdo ourselves here.
Yeah, like, okay, we taking a crap on this song. Sydney, how you feel about this song? Because Sydney felt bad. And Sydney was like, dang, bro.
No, I just think it's like a fun song. It's like just based off of the first 2 tracks where she's kind of talking about a situation that happened to her, that her life was in danger, and then talking about relationships, friendships, issues, stuff like that. And then you go to this. It's a funny song. They start like clapping in the background. I thought that was hilarious. And then like her friends and her mom hate me. That's
her friends and her mom hate me.
No,
I love
and honestly, I agree. I get that, but to my retort to that would be, the song that I feel does that better is the next one, Do It on the Tip. I feel like if we're just trying to get to the fun song after the first 2 were kind of like, bro, this to me, I like it for what it is. It is a, in my opinion, a great Meg Thee Stallion and City Girls collaboration. It's what I would expect Meg Thee Stallion and City Girls collaboration to be, and I think it sounds great.
Yeah, Nnamdi, let me say this too. While I think, and I'm gonna say this too, I'm obviously like, I don't listen to Meg Thee Stallion, I don't listen to City Girls like that, but I will say this about City Girls, okay? I'm not saying they're like better rappers than the Baby, but I do think they're better performers. I think they're better performers on songs. So the Baby kind of sounds the same on every song, but the City Girls, and because it's a duo, they kind of have this go back and forth thing they do sometimes with like someone raps or like, it's more of a better performance in my opinion, not talking about the lyrics, which I think this is a better example of. I feel you could have took Crybaby out and just put City Girls on this, honestly.
Sydney's hurt.
In my opinion. I mean,
because this has some funny bars on it.
This song is really good. I really
women thinking
it's a good performance.
They're really toilet water. That's funny. I chuckled.
It's a good performance, and the City Girls has good performances. You know what I'm saying? And that's not a bad thing, but you know they have good performances. You know, and I enjoyed it. City Girls are fun. They're fun, and I get the point is when you with your girl out with your girls, you dancing. The song come on, you twerk. I get it. I enjoyed the song for what it was. Sydney?
I feel like she should have featured them on Body.
Yeah.
We're going to get to Body.
We are going to get to Body.
We are going to get to Body.
I didn't think about that, but I like that a lot.
I like that.
Because I feel like that's like the Turn Up With Your Girls song, and that's what the City Girls are. And I feel like if she had put them on that song, it would have just made the song that much better.
That much popping?
Yeah. So.
Oh, we're going to get to Body.
We're going to get to we are going to get to Body. Oh man.
Okay, guys. So now we're at Sugar Baby, which is just after, like, I guess the first third of new tracks. Because I think we're accepting we're doing a track by track now. But I guess all I wrote for Sugar Baby is I like it because it gives me early 2000s HBCU marching band vibes at the production. And I feel with Meg, it is a song where it sounds like her. It sounds, I get it's confidence. She's boss. I feel like it gives me Fever vibes, like Tina Snow vibes. Like I liked Sugar Baby a lot. I was a fan.
Yeah.
Avery?
I liked it. It was good. No, I completely agree with Nnamdi said. I don't have much more to add on to it than that. I don't think I really liked it. And like production was really cool on this too.
Well, I don't want to sound like, I don't want to say the same thing over and over again. But for me, really quickly, a lot of these songs started to blend together really quickly for me on this album. And listening to this album, this is just like going throughout the album, I was honestly at the point where I feel like a lot of these songs blended together. Well, I was at the point where I wasn't paying attention to much as like what Megan was saying, because I was like, okay, I guess Megan's not going to get into like, personal things or storytelling or start talking about things about her maturity or things she's gone through, personal relationships or whatnot. Although she talked about that, she didn't really talk about it on like a deeper level than that or a more nuanced level than that. So I was at the point where I was like, okay, I guess right now I'm just listening for how things sounded and production that differed. And I got to the point where if there was a production, honestly, the theme on here, the songs that I enjoyed the most for this thing were the songs where production was the most varied and it was unique compared to the whole album. And those are the songs I liked the most. I was like, oh, okay, the music's different and she sounds different. And this is why I like the song. And unfortunately, Sugar Baby does not fall into that category for me. That's just how I feel. So this is another one that I'm not too big on personally, guys. I'm sorry. I'm told you I'm gonna be the bad guy here, guys. I told you I was scared, but I told you I was scared, guys. But that's just me personally, guys. Sorry. So,
Sydney, what do you think about the song?
I will agree on the fact that I wouldn't say it necessarily blends together, but she's kind of like throwing around the B word a lot, throwing around the P word a lot, and it's just kind of like okay, like yeah. But also like I feel like that's like you don't listen to Meg Thee Stallion and like you break up with someone, you're like, oh, let me go put that album on and like cry. Like it's she's a tee-up artist. Like you play this in the club. Like if this came on in the club, like that's how I see it. Like you just music. True. You have different music for different vibes.
Absolutely, I agree.
Yeah, and I'm gonna, I have a retort, but I'm gonna save it before we do our closing thoughts because I want Noah to be the villain here. We don't need two villains. But the song that I feel like how Noah did about this is movie, or at least how Sydney did his movie, because movie for me was just such a one, I don't like Lil Durk as a feature, and then two, it's just like no, I know, like I
really did not like this feature either.
I like Lil Durk, but this feature, the hook, go to the hook. I didn't like. I felt all types of misogynists reading this.
Okay.
Well, actually, okay. I'm
shake
gonna,
that booty. Shake that booty.
First of all, I'm gonna say this on this song.
Bow, bow.
I'm gonna let you. Yeah, you need to chill. I'm gonna defend Megan on. I'm actually gonna defend both of them. First of all, this song sounded perfect for like a strip club vibe. I'm not saying I go to the strip, but like this is a song that'd be played at a strip club, honestly. And I thought this song was good for what it was. Obviously, he's talking about like they're talking about being at a strip club. And to me personally, see, this is the thing. This is the thing I have with this album. She had a lot of these type songs, but I feel like she could have took out the best. She could have took out the best versions and like really trimmed it down. And I feel like this is one of the good ones. I know we have problems with Lil Durk, but his performance.
Well,
like,
no, because
I think for what it was, his performance was good. Like I enjoyed the song for what it was.
I think my thing with it is Meg Thee Stallion's music, if based off what we just said, can double as strip club, whatever club music.
Absolutely.
Crybaby or Do It on the Tip would do just as fine at a strip club as movie. So my issue is this almost sounds, when Meg Thee Stallion, who already makes music that could go well at a club, tries to make music specifically designed for a strip club, it just almost feels like too much overkill. It doesn't feel as like natural anymore, as natural as like a strip club song could be. Like this just felt like she had to sit down and say, okay, how can I get like raunchy on? I'm like, how can I really? And it just felt like you already do that. This felt like overkill.
What's the hook?
I need this job. I'm
shake that booty. Yeah, shake that booty.
I just I know the purpose of the song is to have the two of them like playing different perspectives, like playing off each other. But I thought this would have been so much better if it was just Meg. Like I don't think Lil Durk. I thought his feature was boring.
It feels misogynistic when he's on it. Like if it was just Meg, maybe you'd feel a little more confident.
That too.
Like if Meg was the one saying, I think like tell her shake it, drop her friends off and take her pants. I think I could be cool with it. I think
it'd be fun if Megan was playing the other perspective too.
Like
I agree.
Okay.
That'd be awesome.
That would be kind of funny if Megan did do that.
Yeah,
that would awesome. Like that would have been kind of funny. But yeah.
And people have done that. I have a song in my mind, but I can't think of it. But people have done that.
What do you think,
Kendrick does it on like.
What do you think, Sydney? What do you think?
Oh, exactly.
First of all, I just want to say I feel like Lil Durk.
Yeah, don't get on Lil Durk. He's from Chicago.
You better rep your set.
Chill out, bro.
Chill out, bro.
I'm with it. Chill out.
You better rep your set.
I feel like there's certain artists that like they sound the same on all their songs.
Yeah,
like, I feel like Lil Durk is an artist that does a good job of, because he sounds completely different on Laugh Now.
I agree.
I agree with you.
I agree. He sounds different.
And then he came and he, got on Meg's album and sounded like a different artist. Almost.
I agree.
So I feel like we should just, respect the song just for...
I know, and I will. No, you're right. For that alone, I will give him his respect. Because that's true.
This is one that was specifically because it's about like being in the strip club.
Yeah.
It's for the strip, like it's really for the strip club. Even though other songs can be played in the strip club, this is for the
strip club. And it samples Lil Durk's song Stripper Vibes. I didn't know that.
Exactly.
That makes a little
y'all
more
disrespecting,
sense.
bro.
Okay, another good feature, Freaky Girl, or a big feature. Let me say that. Freaky Girl SZA.
This song is great.
This song is great.
Now, let me say this. The best part of this song was SZA.
Yeah.
The best part of this song was SZA.
Maybe we're just so starved for SZA content that we're just
I'm not that thirsty for it. I mean, I love SZA, but I'm not that thirsty for it that I'm like, oh my god, SZA. I'm not that thirsty. I think SZA just sounded. Well, this is the thing though. It was just nice to sound something that differed on this album. Like, and people can be like, it's the same artist, gonna have the same voice. Yeah, but she sounds, but it's just like, it sounds like she's doing the same thing on every track. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing that kind of disappointed me about this whole album is like, that's the thing that I sound so harsh on it. Cause like, we've had this conversation before kind of, but like Megan is a talented enough artist and rapper.
Oh my gosh, yes.
She's talented. Like if it was like Cardi B that made the same album before or something like that, or just doing the same thing, I'd be like, oh, it's Cardi. Like, what do we expect? Like, we don't necessarily see Cardi as like this talented rapper.
The bar is higher for Meg.
But Megan, but that's the thing. We know Megan is a talented enough rapper that she can be really varied on her music to do different flows, different voices, different inflections, different content. She's that talented. She's a talented artist.
Yeah,
and
Noah. Oh,
which is why whenever I heard a new voice on here, honestly, it wasn't like SZA was like incredible or anything like that. But whenever I heard a new voice or something different or a new sound, I pulled toward me. So SZA's part on this song, I really enjoyed, which is why SZA saved this song for me.
So here's what I'm gonna say, and it's moving on top of Noah's. I was looking at my notes because again, I was serious about this review. We were having a guest, and this is the part where I got to the half point of the song, and all I wrote was, Meg has been through so much real stuff, ups and downs. Like I said earlier, griefs, breakups, friendship endings, school, stress, fame, but none of that made the album. Well, very, very little of that made the album. And that feels weird. And it's why songs like Circles, a few moments where she does, it makes sense. I get that Meg is a turn-up artist, and I respect her for that. And I wouldn't have been surprised if majority of the album were turn-up tracks. But it feels like a glaring omission to just kind of act like none of that other stuff happened on your debut album. And I say that in reference to this song because when I looked at the track list and I saw a SZA feature, of course my head went to, oh, you mean SZA, the weekend SZA, the SZA who can get in that relationship bag and make you feel the 20-something SZA. I'm with it. I thought we were going to get angst. I thought we were going. Granted, it was called Freaky Girl, so I really didn't. But a little part of me hoped we were gonna get to something more, like relationship stress, something about something else, and it just kind of was the same theme as the other albums. And I think it was not. It was SZA sounds good, but I feel like it didn't tap the full potential of what a Megan Thee Stallion SZA collab could sound like.
I agree.
And again, I agree with you guys. I do think it's still one of the standouts of the song. I think SZA is probably one of the better features on this album. But it still kind of felt like, okay, so this is when I realized that, okay, every song is just going to be what every song has been so far, which is, I guess, Megan Thee Stallion still doing her thing, talking it up, sexy Meg, boss Meg, confident Meg, body positive Meg, which I love, all this her brand, but it just kind of is when I accepted, like, okay, that's the album. Like, there's not going to be not much up or downs here. It's just sort of like, this is what we're doing.
For me, like, this was like part of the larger theme of the album of like my thoughts, like overall, is that like this made me excited. Like this song specifically made me excited to hear what Meg's gonna do in the future with like R&B sounds and stuff like that. And like with this album, like as an overall thought, like it made me excited to see what she's gonna do in the future with like certain sounds. And this was just part of that theme.
Yeah. How'd you feel about this song, Cindy? I'm assuming, because I just assume everybody's a fan of SZA. Everybody's
definitely, yeah.
Because she only has like one real album, and everybody likes it. So,
I feel like, like Nnamdi was saying, you don't really at this point, you don't really expect like she's gonna drop a deep in your feelings and get real lyrical with it. So I kind of accepted that, and I was like, okay, this is a fun album. I didn't expect anything deep from SZA simply because I got the vibe of the rest of the album. I was like, okay, get out here and have fun.
Did you like how she sounded on the track though? SZA?
Oh, she sounded great. I'm ready for the album whenever it drops.
Oh, I'm ready too.
It seems like
for years that her album is coming.
And you know what's so crazy too, guys? Tell me if I'm wrong. Now, I won't be mad about this because SZA's last album was really relationship, like really talking about like real stuff that happened in terms of personal stuff. This album feels like it's gonna be a bunch of hits, which is not a bad thing. It feels like she's gonna go more commercial in this album. It's not a bad thing. That just feels like that.
Well, she released that like song a couple months ago. Like
I'm just talking about.
I don't feel like it felt commercial.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like the music I've heard like she's been on, like Hit Different, and it's like I wouldn't be mad about it if it kind of sounds like she's going towards the Northern 90s.
I wouldn't be mad either.
Which is not a bad thing. It's kind of
Avery,
like
you wouldn't have by chance have been timing the episode, would you?
You don't want to know. It's fine.
I do. I know.
Okay. Well, we started
around a solid like hour and 20-ish.
Okay. So 2-hour episode. We're accepting it. Yeah. Let's move on then. Y'all, guess where we're at now, though? Because we're at now.
Yada. Okay, guys. Who wants to go first?
No.
Should I go first?
Go first. Go ahead.
Now,
hey, we should give context right now. This is like the TikTok. This is gonna be the next TikTok song.
Oh my god!
This is the hit. No, this got the music video. This is this is anointed. This is the anointed single for this.
And I think to whoever said the City Girl sing earlier, I think the reason why they didn't put a feature on this is because they wanted to give Meg her own solo huge song. All of them so far, if you recall, have all had features. So
I agree with you. So body, yada yada. Yeah, this song right here. this is the song. This is the trend.
This is the song.
Now I will say, this chorus is not good. I'm sorry. This chorus.
It's not.
This chorus.
It's lazy.
It's lazy.
It's lazy.
It's so lazy. It's very lazy.
I was like,
It's like Tootsie Slide level.
First of
lazy.
all, there's a couple songs on here. Well, I feel like I've heard it. This song, Body Yaddy and Go Crazy. How many songs this year have we heard crazy on the hook? Like, let's go crazy. It's been on every. Oh my god. Yeah, Body Yaddy Yaddy. I get it. It's popular. It's fun. You know,
It's catchy.
just a cool challenge. It's catchy, of course. But this is the laziest hook I've heard in a while.
Can I just answer one line? I feel about Body the way I think Avery feels about Yummy. In the sense of
It's the same. It's the same. It's
it's
the same thing.
Why
It's in the
is
same lane.
chorus on this song? Yummy, yummy.
It's the same lane.
I would still
It's
much
lazy.
rather listen to this song. I'll put that.
But I'm saying,
No, don't get me wrong.
It's the same lane.
But I
though.
think the only reason I'd rather listen to this is because I like rap more. But I think if I was a pop band and I heard this song, I would feel the exact same way I felt.
Yeah.
Like you felt about Yummy.
It's the same lane.
I heard this the first time when I was listening to it, and I just skipped it. It wasn't until I watched the performance that I was like, okay, I'll give it a chance. Because I was like, Megan. Again, the bar is higher for Meg Thee Stallion, and I'm tired of acting like it's not. I'm not ever for pitting other female rappers against each other. I'm not going to do that, but I'm going to say there is sort of like when looking at the skill set of each, you know what to expect from every.
Well, that's any art. That's any rap artist. That's any rap artist.
You're right. That's any rap artist. I feel like it's difficult for Meg because we know she can do better because we've heard better on projects before. To me, like Fever and all of those singles by far bounce more than this project. And it's because you didn't have any song like Body Yaddy 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 Yaddy. And even if the whole thing is like she just wanted a mainstream hit, I get it. But
It's a lazy version of it.
Is this how we got to do it?
It was a lazy version.
Savage wasn't that,
Can we
at
leave
all.
all,
Savage was
like-
big on its own right.
Can we leave all Tiger King, Carol Baskin's like lyrics in 2020?
I agree.
I'm tired of the
I never
bar.
want to hear
Take
that
him
name
out. Take him out.
ever again after 2020.
Is this the first song we all agree on, guys?
I think so because I skipped it at first. I was like, this.
Wow.
I didn't skip it because I was like, I'm
blame
gonna be respectful, but I feel the sentiment.
I don't like that this is the
I
song.
was like,
Ooh, okay, guys, we talked about this track enough. The next track, though. Now I gotta say this. The next track. This
song-
Is
is-
that what's new? This is a standout.
oh
for me.
my, okay, I like
This is a
so good.
standout.
This
Yes,
song's so
thank you.
good.
Thank you. Okay, we're
You.
Yes.
See,
It's so stuck in my head.
What's new?
This is the thing, though. This is the thing, though.
Why couldn't that be the single, Meg?
This is the thing. This is the thing. Now, this is the first one where Megan's rapping
Yeah.
and the production, other than the first two songs, this is the first, because like I said, the SZA song was good, but that's because I like SZA on it more and more. The production, like Megan was cool on it. Now this is the first one where I hit all those 3 points and I was like, wow, the rapping's good, the production's good, and she sounds great on it. And she was
so
spitting
good.
hard bars. She's like, that's the thing. That's the thing about Megan too. Like she talks about, yeah, my butt, and I got a big booty, he want this. But like she was talking about like her bragging, she was really braggadocious on there, and I enjoyed it. And she was rapping, and it sounded good, and the production was hard, and I liked it a lot. It was a really good song. Really liked this song, Megan.
I agree. I mean, this song's awesome. This song's so awesome.
I think I like the chorus. That's the best
Yeah.
part.
Yeah.
One of the best. One is like,
you.
I wrote one sentence: hot, stand out, beat crazy. Megan is spitting, catchy ass hook. All I read about the song, and I think that's the combo. What else do you need?
I agree.
I'm in a rush because I know we're on a rush. But songs like this compared to songs like Body is the reason why Yosemite is at the end.
Better
I feel like
juxtaposition.
and you see this on this album. This to me feels like an album that maybe had 6 tracks that was like done and good in the book that Megan wrote and we're like, this is me. And they're like, well, Meg, we need 14. So
we need 14 more girls. So you're gonna have to.
And then that's what it feels like to me. But it feels like there's filler tracks on here, and then you can tell where the actual. This is a hit. This should have been an intro. What's new? Good news.
Yeah,
I get it. I
get you. This would have been kind of cool if it came right after a Shots Fired. That would kind of nice. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Okay. Now let's get to this. The last couple tracks, because the last 3 tracks, I feel like we shouldn't even really have to talk about really like that.
That's why I don't.
Wait,
think
you guys not like the Big Sean 2 Chainz song?
Wait, did we skip?
Wait, that's not the. That's
no,
outside.
you said the last 3. That's there.
No, we're talking about Don't Stop, Girls in the Hood, Savage.
Oh, okay,
Yeah. Don't Stop, Girls, Savage. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, so Go Crazy. So we're talking Work That Now. Now, this song is just another one that was just, oh my God. Oh, actually, no, guys. This is second behind Body in terms of terrible hooks. I'm sorry.
What? No, I like this one more. It samples Juvenile.
You know what this sounds like?
This is the Juvenile song. Yeah.
This sounds like it should be on. Wait a second, guys. What's the album where the little kids do the singing? What's it called? They do the covers of the songs.
Oh,
Kids Bop.
It sounds like a rodeo. It's like
Oh, you're so That was corny.
It's so corny. It's so corny. And I couldn't. And the thing is that I can't falter for this. Like, people are gonna have fun with this and they're gonna laugh. But it's so corny for me. No. You didn't like it because you thought it was a good song. You liked it because it was catchy and it was funny. Come on.
And because it's a Juvenile sample.
It's a Juvenile.
The Juvenile sample's good.
The Juvenile sample's cool, but nobody's like, oh, the Juvenile sample was cool, but like a rodeo. She should have just put Lil Nas X on the song. Damn near, like, come on now, like seriously, bro. Like, I couldn't do it, man. I couldn't do it. This is second behind Body. Like, it wasn't as lazy.
It's not as bad.
But it was corny. It was corny.
Yeah.
It was corny and cheesy. It was just corny and cheesy, and I couldn't do it.
It looks him like it's not. I'm trying to look him like
Oh my gosh, Cindy, what do you think about this track though?
I honestly like the Ride It Like a Rodeo. Like,
I like to say when
Hold on, I said this though. I get why people like it because it's funny.
Yeah.
All I said was it's cheesy and corny, and I won't go back to it again. Now, if somebody brings it up as a joke, I'm gonna be like, yeah, right. I'm gonna dance and laugh to it, but I'm not gonna like listen to it.
That's fair.
Yeah, no, I feel like she definitely kept the fun, upbeat energy with this song, and it wasn't supposed to be super deep. But
yeah.
Now
okay.
we're at the
is this the podcast feature?
Yeah.
This is the worst song of this album.
I agree.
1,000%.
This is the worst song of this album.
Hold on. Let me say this. And this is about to be a hot take. This is not a hot take. Let me say this. This song is bad for one reason.
Pop can.
Megan.
Oh.
Ooh.
Now,
I'm with Nnamdi on this.
Let me say this why. See, hold on.
Look at now, this. You don't need to tell. I know where babies come from. I don't need the detail from you.
Well, let me say this. Yo, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't even know that's what the lyrics were.
That's so nasty from birth.
Hold on.
How do you know that?
Hold on. Okay. Let me tell you why I did this. Thing is, we like, what's this called? What's this genre of music called? Dance hall music.
Dance hall.
I like dance hall music. It's fun to dance to in the club or you out with your friends. And most times in dance hall music, we don't know what they're saying anyway. We really don't know what they're saying, okay? And to me, Popcan is the one that sounded comfortable on this song. Like, it sounded like he fit on the song. It feels like Popcan, they had this song, and he's like, yo, Megan, we need a dance hall song. Can you hop on this? And Megan sounded really uncomfortable on this song. And she did not fit, which is why I didn't like it. If it was just a Popcan song, I get you guys don't like the lyrics, and maybe you just don't like this version of dance hall, but to me, it sounded like a regular dance hall song, which is why for Megan, it did not fit.
Two dance hall songs.
Can someone tap me? Noah, look, here's my retort. If Megan Thee Stallion sounds uncomfortable on this song, why is it on the album? I agree with you. Why is it on the album?
I'm with you. It shouldn't have been on the album. This song should not have been on the album. It should not have been on the album.
Not to mention, U.S. music, mainstream music, collectively had a dance hall, like, I don't want to say
5 years ago.
That's what it is. And Drake dominated it. We all listened to it. We all boxed Controlla. We all did it.
Oh, work.
Like, and this does not sound any better or on par with those. And because that was still not that long ago, it immediately kind of just falls like a lower tier in my brain.
Well, the thing is,
this is the same thing I feel about the Strip Club song. Megan Thee Stallion on her own naturally already exudes so much sexuality and confidence that she doesn't need to try hard. And when she does try hard, the result
at these Popcan lyrics. They are disgusting.
The result is almost like mind-boggling. This Popcan lyrics, the chorus of this song is sexual intercourse, sexual. You want to talk about lazy writing? Like it felt like a glaring just misfire. I know, Noah. I know dancehall. I love dancehall.
Yeah.
I'm not letting it's not the excuse for this. Look at this. Go to the first verse again. I'm not going to read it because I need my job. But go to the
Well, Nnamdi's probably more. I'm with you. The Nnamdi's more educated on dancehall than me. Obviously, I'm saying the way it sounded better. And the thing is, Drake with those songs, he sounds good on dancehall. Like, whether you don't like that kind of music, that's up to you. Megan does not sound good on this music, so I'm with you. That's why I said Pop Can. Even though the lyrics are disgusting, I didn't read the lyrics; they're disgusting. But he sounds the most comfortable. It sounds like he makes this music. Megan does not sound comfortable on this song at all. So, hey, you hate this song, Sydney? You hate it, Avery?
Oh yeah, no. Right. I think actually after seeing what the next three are, that's the second worst song on the album for me.
Second. Okay, go crazy. Avery, Sydney, what are your thoughts on this one?
This is what I thought was the best sample on the album. This Jackson 5 sample. I loved it. I thought it was great. I thought it was something like, it's kind of subtle too. It's not like in your face. Like you're not like, oh, we're doing a Jackson 5 sample, even though like you can kind of hear the voice in the back. But like,
because you said that, now I'm like, Jackson 5.
Yeah. It's a good sample. I love the sample. And plus, like she's right there with Big Sean and 2 Chainz. I thought their like energies on this song were really great. I really enjoyed hearing all three of them on this song.
Sydney?
I liked Big Sean's verse a lot. I felt like 2 Chainz verse, I got kind of bored halfway through, and I was like, But I did like Big Sean's verse a lot. Especially, I think there was one part where like the part of the beat like cut out a little bit, and he was just kind of, I don't know if I can really explain. You know what I'm talking about, Avery?
Yeah.
So.
Nnamdi, how do you feel about it?
I liked it a lot, and I think Big Sean has been on a roll this year with features. Too bad the Grammys ignored that, but I think his rapping is like has gone up. I think many people assume he plateaued and never would just kind of would stagnate where he was before. And I think he's really been leveling up. Because honestly, I think Big Sean's one of the better parts of this song. Yeah. But again, I think if I said there was 6 songs that were actually ready to go, that actually had time, quality, and ever put into them, this would be one of the 6. And I could tell you which 8 I would say were the ones that like, throw them on, Meg, you know.
I agree with you. I agree with you. No, this like isn't one of my favorites out of this. Well, there's not like a lot of favorites.
Avery,
personally, but
I just
go ahead.
I didn't mean to interrupt you. Avery, I now completely understand why you said Intercourse is the second worst song on this album.
Because
let's go ahead and just get it out of the way, you guys. Let's just get it out of the way. What was Don't Rock Me to Sleep? Oh no, I'm sorry.
Hold on. Dang, just F my take on Go Crazy.
I'm sorry. Your take on Go Crazy now.
It's okay. I agree with you, Nnamdi, that this is the song that felt like one of the songs that felt like it was complete. They thought it through. To me, Big Sean, even though like he's not like rapping as well as he did like on other things this year, this kind of sounds like an old Big Sean, like what he did like when he was did his first album, like the ass. Like it sounds like something he would have done that, and it fit that mold. You know, he's corny, but it fits the song on this song particularly. I'm not saying he's corny. He's good this year, but
I didn't like that.
It's like a good corny.
Good corny. The only thing I had a problem was the hook, because it was like I heard that hook already.
Oh my god. Okay, she needs to stop using the word crazy and all her
Go crazy.
It's like crazy. 4 different hooks on this album.
Yeah, there's a couple songs. Yeah, there's the bad hook. We need new writers. She didn't. Do you think she wrote that?
Spot who Drake had.
Get it now. Don't Rock Me to Sleep, guys.
This is the worst on the album.
This was a label plan. This was actually a label saying. No, this was a label sitting her down and saying, "Hey, we want to at least Say So by Doja Cat's really big right now. That's sort of what it feels like the style is. We need a song that feels like it's a pop, pop 80s, 90s. It's something that feels a little bit more in that era. Can you give it to us?" Yeah. And if honestly, probably a white label head, because I don't see how you could look at Megan Thee Stallion and ask for this. Like this.
Look, there's just some people who shouldn't sing when they do certain things, and I think Megan. I'm not ruling it out in the future. This is her first album that she could have a song where she sings and it sounds good. This does not make me hopeful for that. I don't like this song is awful.
Did you not like this song either, Sydney?
No, I did not like it. No.
It feels weird.
It felt like when G-Eazy started singing. He like released some.
G-Eazy sings now?
Yes, he does.
Okay. Yes. All right.
That's what it reminded me of. It was no.
Now let me say what I have to say on this song, okay? Wow. There's a thing I have to say about the song though. I definitely hear you guys saying like it's one of the worst songs on the album.
It's the worst.
But because I'm just gonna say at this point, because this album was so boring for me, I was looking for anything that sounded
attention.
Exactly. Oh my god, I feel such a bad guy. This album was so boring for me. I was looking for any sound that differed or was unique to Well, Avery, bro.
I get it, but like this is like the wrong
I get
direction
you.
of that.
But I'm saying, it sounds like you guys hate it more because between Avery and Sydney, it seems like you guys like the album more than I do. So like, if you like are enjoying the album and this song comes on, you're gonna be like, oh, this sucks. But because I was so bored by the album, when I heard something that sounded different, I was like, oh,
that's
okay,
fair.
something different. That's why I was like, I get you. It's not done great. Like her singing is not that great. Like it's not that great. It's really not. But it's just I was looking for anything. And honestly, at this point in the album, I wasn't even paying attention to what she was saying or anything or what she was saying because I was so bored already. I was only really paying attention to the sound. If the sound caught my attention, I was like, okay, this is one of my favorites, I guess. Sure, and this is one of them. So yeah, man, this is. I'm so scared about giving the score, guys.
This is a misfire and like
by default, yeah. By default, this is one of my favorites. By default.
So sorry.
By default. So like misfire one, the genre of the song didn't make sense for the album. This album doesn't need a pop standout. You know, this isn't. There's no other songs that sound like this. It just feels like it's out of place, right?
Yeah. 2,
the content of this song is not what Megan Thee Stallion has been at all this entire album. And if she's gonna give me a song where she's now intimate about, relationships and all this stuff, I'd rather it been the one where SZA was on, or to incorporate it somewhere else. Because like this just feels weird. The actual lyrics of this song it just feels beyond out of place. It's been about 6 months that throw out all your stuff. You never stood a chance. Now it's looking like you're way better off with her. Like what? Like this just isn't.
But she does a good job on the next song of being like intimate, and that like.
But then that's my issue. You go from this to outside, and it's like a complete. To me, it feels like 180 almost. Yeah. It doesn't like this is her talking her stuff about her ex, right? It's still saying like I'm the boss at the end of the day. The other one is like, don't sing me a lullaby, bye. It's like what? It is. I don't know. It doesn't make sense. Now this one I was a fan of though.
Yeah, I was a fan of this one too. This is a good song too. So
this reminded me of like thematically. Remember how Ariana Grande we wanted her to be a little more personal, and she ended with that last song POV.
Yeah.
POV.
It's this is what I wanted to hear. That's how I felt with this. Where I got to the last. What's essentially the last song in this album, and I was like, this is what I wanted to hear. Like this is.
That's why it disappointed me so long.
That's why the last song irritated me. That's why Don't Rock It irritated me.
Do you feel the same way, Sydney, about this song in terms of what she was talking about?
I do, yeah. I feel like this last one is kind of like a grand finale in a way. The one before this, I heard like the first 5 seconds and I was like, nah. And I went to this one and I was like, okay.
Nah.
No, literally.
Yeah. So the last 3 tracks
I'm talking about on here,
it's
great. It's great.
It's really good. It's really good. And even though it's just more relationshipy, what she doesn't do that often. I wish she did because when she usually does it,
this
really,
is just such a better relationshipy song than the last. I just don't understand how someone was put on this album. I don't get the thought process behind it. I'm sorry, but I'll get over it. But Outside was cool. I liked it too.
I was gonna say we kind of start giving our closing thoughts because the last 3 tracks are Savage Remix, Girls in the Hood, and Don't Stop, which are songs she already released. Mm-hmm. And honestly, to me, those songs were on there just for selling purposes, for the label purposes.
Well, is there anything we want to say collectively about that, just really quick?
About the whole album?
Savage. Well, no, I mean about those, since I don't think like you were saying, I don't think we need to go one by one, but just about the 3 big singles prior to. No.
Well, you know what the sad part about this is too? Unfortunately, Savage Remix is one of the best 3 songs on this album.
Savage Remix probably still is the best song.
It's probably the best song on the album, unfortunately, which is a bad thing in my book.
So it was Girls. I think Girls in the Hood was a leader on this album too. Yeah. I think a lot of the big 3 singles from before were really strong. The only one,
that's unfortunate.
The only one that I wasn't really big
That's unfortunate for me though.
I actually really love Don't Stop, and I want her to do more I think the beat on there was kind of experimental, and I want her to do more of that in the future. Kind of interesting, weird beats like that.
Yeah.
And I really like that song. It's growing on me too.
Yeah.
Cindy, any thoughts about the last big 3 singles?
No, I feel like the album kind of stopped for me after Outside, since you guys
me too.
The other 3 songs, I didn't even listen to them when I listened to the album the first time through.
The other 3 songs were gravy. It was oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, these are the songs I like.
Yeah, it's I like them, but it's okay, whatever. So, guys, let's start giving our closing thoughts. Who should go first? Should I go first?
For time, do you want to do closing thoughts and score, or just
for sure, all at the same time. At the same time. Should I go first? Because I have my notes ready. Should I go?
Go ahead.
Yeah, because I got the worst score on here. I'm already on it. I'm saying it's bad.
Oh God.
So overall thoughts on the album, I wrote it down. So I said, I feel like she's made most of these songs before. I thought this album was going to give her more insight on her personal life or maturity, but it didn't do that, unfortunately. Because when I said, when I saw those first three, the last three tracks were just singles, I was like, oh, those are the things that are gonna get her popular. The songs she's gonna really talk about personal stuff that aren't necessarily gonna be hits. So I was like, oh, I thought she was gonna do that. She didn't, for the most part. She's talented enough of a rapper that she could have been more nuanced and creative with what she rapped on the album and how she rapped on the album, but she didn't. That disappointed me. I was at the point where the content of Brushing didn't differentiate throughout the album enough for me, that it really pulled me in and really got me to the point of enjoyment. And I told you, I said this about the Pop Can song, Intercourse. The songs that had unique production for this album were the ones that stood out and I enjoyed the most, which is why, or not stood out, were the ones that caught my attention the most. So those songs you guys hate, like Intercourse, and what was the other one that she
Don't
had?
Rock Me to Sleep.
Don't Rock Me to Sleep. While there's bad songs alone, they're unique compared to the rest of the album, which is why it caught my attention.
And maybe that was their purpose, to your point.
Maybe. And the content was not what interested me on songs I enjoyed. The songs I enjoyed for the most part, other than the first two, were not things I was interested in. So more of how she said things instead of what she actually said, which is kind of disappointment. So I really don't know what this album was trying to accomplish either. I don't know really what the point of this album was. I really don't know what the point is. Somebody asked, what's this good Megan Thee Stallion album about? I was like,
But yeah.
I can't summarize this album in like one word. It's like, okay, I guess you can say butt or ass or something like that. You can say that, but that's about it. And it's fine if other than, talking about her fat booty and her, sex and all that stuff. She was talking about that. I mean, saying that's fine.
But she did talk about that.
If she was talking about that, that's what she was talking about. So it's fine for people who want to hear that for a whole album. So I'm not mad at people who like this album. But for me, I was hoping for something that was a little more personal and a little more substance. So overall, a really, really, really boring listen for me. Really, really boring, really disappointing, not an enjoyable listen. There's not really songs I feel like going back to on the first two. I'm sorry. 3.5.
No, you gave Ty Dolla $ign a higher score.
There's more songs on there I enjoyed. There are more songs on Ty Dolla $ign I enjoyed.
What was the other album that we crapped on? A 3? Okay, Avery, come on.
Sorry, that's how I feel.
Is my turn now?
It's your turn. Go ahead, Avery.
I'll be more. I'll be. I mean, I liked it more than Noah did. I thought it was fine. Like, I didn't go away thinking like it was really good. Or I also don't think it was like really bad or anything. It makes me excited for more Megan Thee Stallion music in the future. It makes me excited for like a future album. I think there's some good jumping off points here for her. And I'm like excited to see her elaborate on it. As for like this album, I don't think it's like spectacular or anything. I'm gonna go back and listen to a couple of the songs, but all that being said, I'll give it a 6.
Sydney, go ahead.
I feel like, keeping in mind that this is her debut album, I can't like be super upset. I guess just thinking about other debut albums that I really enjoy, like Summer Walker's debut album was phenomenal. But I also think that, Summer Walker can do better, and I also feel like Megan Thee Stallion can do better. Like, this is just, like Avery said, a jumping off point. I guess if this is like, if you're looking at this as a way to kind of like set up her career, she can like go in so many different directions because of the type of song she has on here. Since she has like a pop song, she could make more pop songs and make them better. She could get into the dance hall thing and, go on a trend with that, a journey with that, and make better dance hall songs. Or she could kind of stick to what she's been doing and, perfect that in a sense. I feel like she maybe should have made one of her previous projects a debut album.
Yeah.
Kind of really worked on this one and made it better, if that makes sense. Because I guess I like the album. I would give it I'd say I'd give it like an 8.5. So.
Oh, okay. Big variety this episode. So here's how I feel about Megan Thee Stallion's album. I think the goal for any artist, regardless of what genre, is to show that you are growing and improving with each project you put out. And this failed that. I listened to Tina Snow by Megan, I listened to Fever by Megan. I listened to Sugar, the EP she put out last year by Megan. And I think every single one was collectively better than this album. This album feels rushed. I don't feel like it was ready. I think maybe 6 songs on here were ready to go, good for the checkpoint. And a label was like, we want an album by the end of the year. I think she had a due date that she had to meet, and she got there. I think debut albums, we've had such a string of really, really, really strong debut albums. You mentioned Summer Walker. We can talk about Giveon. We can talk about Cardi B's Invasion of Privacy. We can talk about SZA, Control. Debut albums have now become sort of this landmark milestone you reach, where it's like all the creative inspiration, all the energy you've had of just wanting to finally get there is showcased on an album. Yeah. And for a lot of artists, as of recent, it's been one of their best. And typically it's like you're building off of like a great album. Everyone's worried about, will number 2 be as good as number 1? Mm-hmm. And I don't think anyone's going to worry about that with this album. I think everyone's going to kind of hope that number 2 is better than number 1. Unfortunately, because this was not as good as a Megan Thee Stallion debut album should be. And I only say that because we know she can do better, because she has done better on past projects. And I think my biggest issue with this album has to surround the content. Because I get Megan Thee Stallion's brand is turn up positivity, but if this year has shown us anything, is that even the girl who turns up all the time, that smiles all the time, and goes through shit, excuse my language, goes through a lot of stuff. And I think as an artist, especially considering she did an interview last year where she said, my album is going to be a lot more than what you've heard before. It's going to be different. It's going to be more of me.
And it wasn't.
And it wasn't. This wasn't that at all. This was the same formula. We talked about formula so much. This is the same formula she's done before, but it wasn't as good as her past projects. And it's never a good sign when the best songs on your album are the 3 singles we've already heard. So with that being said, I'm going to have to give Megan Thee Stallion's debut a 5. Because I don't think it was trash. And I do think a lot of my disappointment stems from the fact that I know her as an artist, so I can't go lower than a 5. But it definitely, I think, was a weaker one. And Avery, we don't have to spend time on this. I just wanted to compare our final score to the Metacritic average, which is an 8.7. I believe ours divided by 4 is a 5.7. Yeah, 5.75. And I only wanted to point it out because Metacritic critics gave it an 8.7, right? Wow. The user score, which is what users vote on, was a 6.7. So again, don't trust the institution of music reviews or nominations anymore. So that's our Megan Thee Stallion review of Good News. I wish we had better news, especially since my whole social promo this week has been good news was this album. We gave it a 5.7. Oh, you hear my nephew. Sorry, he just woke up.
We get it, bud.
But yeah, okay. You want to get into Project of the Week and end this 2-hour episode?
I'll go first. Corday released a new song this week, got me excited, and then I started listening to his album again. So, and The Lost Boy is great. So,
yeah.
Nnamdi.
His name is Chin Chin. This is not his second son.
Okay.
This is his nephew.
You can leave now. No one asked you to go that
For the audio listeners, that's Nnamdi's.
You was just supposed to stand there, and you did too much. To now you.
That is Nnamdi's son. That is Nnamdi's son.
I'm sorry. Being a father of 2 and all alone.
Let's go in order.
My album review. I chose A Better Time by Davido just because I've been listening to it so much this week, partially because I've been at home. And I feel like, honestly, as a Nigerian, I don't feel like I talk about my Niger artists enough on this podcast. And that's going to change because there's been some between Burna Boy, Wizkid, and Davido. We should have reviewed one of them. I should have made y'all. So this is my excuse to talk about A Better Time. I think a song that's eventually going to cross over to U.S. mainstream that's been really big in Nigeria is Holy Ground, his feature with Nicki Minaj, which I think is a really good song and borders the line between hip-hop and Afrobeat very well. So check that out if you want. Shout out to Davido. Rep the set. Not just
Davido or Davido? Is it Davido? Davido? Have you heard him say it?
Davido. Well, no, I'm trying to think about it. I say Davido. I think it's Davido. I don't think people say Davido. Davido.
Yeah, I got you.
Davido.
We're gonna say that all day. Mine is YG Tut. His name was Tut, but he changed his name. I looked on my music and he changed his name. But yeah, this guy is from Chattanooga. He's associated with Isaiah Rashad. I think back in the day they rolled together, so they're kind of the same vibe. He's really good. Yeah, he's from Chattanooga. Dope project, really chill, laid back. Yeah, it's really good. I enjoyed it. It's fun. So yeah, YG Tut, Preacher's Son.
Mine is the Kid Laroi. He released his album a while ago, but he released the deluxe. I think I want to say 3 weeks ago at this point. He's from Australia, which he got
really?
associated. Yeah, he got associated with Juice WRLD. I don't know how Herb got in touch with him, but it doesn't matter. He shouted him out, and I was like, okay, let me check it out. So yeah, he has some really good songs on there. My favorite song on there, probably Pikachu or Same Thing. So.
And make sure if you want to hear what any of these songs sound like, listen to our 97 Demos playlist that will be dropping on Monday. This podcast curated into a playlist. Check it out. But so we can put a wrap to this very long episode. That's it for us at the 97 Demo. Thank you for listening. Sydney, thank you for joining us. You are only our second guest ever and our first guest host. And I think you did a phenomenal job.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can.
Yeah. Follow Sydney on all the socials at Noel Walton _. So yeah.
Yes. And be sure to follow the show, share, subscribe, all those platforms that we're on every week. And thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week.